This is a follow-up to the last video that I did about the knitted hats. Today, what I wanted to do though was because some people, even people who just saw this in person, who didn't even look at the video, they said, my God, what is that going to be? It's so big. It's too big to be a hat. And, and when I looked at it, it does look kind of big. And I had to explain that it is a hat. This is how it's going to go. This is, it's going to fit like that. See? So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up and then show you the finished hat. I'm going to do some of the, for those of you who may not be familiar with loom knitting, I'm going to just do a few rounds so that you can see what I'm doing, and I'll finish it off, and then I'll come back with the complete hat. Okay, here's my big old hat. And I'm about to start a new row. So I'm going to push down the row that's on there right now, just so that I'll have a little room to do my winding of the new row on. And this is how I do it. I don't know how anybody, but it just goes faster when I just just push them down like that. Okay, so now we're going to start wrapping a new row with the E-wrap, and we're going to just take this and literally just wrap it around the next one, wrap, just wrap it around each peg. You see how it's simple and how it goes really fast? Like if I'm not, okay, I'll just do it like, I got to keep watching to make sure I'm still in front of the camera. But it's just a matter, and this, I'm holding it in a position that's kind of awkward. That's where I had to tie a new skein of yarn on, but I'll deal with those later. So I'm just going to keep wrapping and wrapping, and you just go. It's kind of relaxing when you're doing it and you're not trying to make sure you're in the camera. You just go wrap, and just keep going like that. Not too tight, not too loose, but you don't want it too tight because then it's going to be difficult to move the stitches up and down the peg if it's too tight. So now I'm at the last one. This is the last one I've just wrapped right here. So like that. So I take my little pick thing, and all I'm doing is lifting the bottom up over the top, and bottom over the top, bottom over the top. Each of these little pegs has a little groove in it, so the pick fits in there really good. So just put it in, lift it over, and that's all we're doing. And so you can imagine that when you're like just doing this on your own by yourself with no camera on you, it's just repetitive, relaxing, and it goes really quickly. So I'm just going again, taking that bottom, putting it over the top, bottom over the top, and you just keep going around like that. And that's how you do your rows. Now these stitches right here, there was most of these stitches are like knit, just the knit stitch. When I was trying something fancy right here, well, first of all, I did a brim, and so I folded, when I started, I folded a little bit over. After I got so many inches, I folded it in half and continued there so that I would have a brim on the hat. These stitches right here that look different, those are purl stitches. So you can do purl on the loom. So those are the purl stitches, but the stitches, and then I went back to knit. And so the stitches that I'm doing now are just all knit stitches. So I'm just going to go and keep. I have the amount of rows that I want, so I'm going to take this off the loom now. And so I'll just start that. The way I learned to do this was to take this string that's attached to the ball of yarn still, and once we've, of course, we've finished and done our last up and over, we're going to take this yarn and we're going to wrap it around here twice. And then we're going to take scissors and cut this yarn right here. And now we're done with that. Now we have this yarn, and this is going to be the yarn that we use to take this hat off of this loom. So now I'm going to take this yarn, the end of the yarn that's attached to the hat, and I'm going to thread this blue yarn needle. And we have something that's like that. I'm going to go over to the hat, and I'm not going to start at the one I'm going to skip the one that has the yarn coming out of it and go right to the one beside it. So that's where we ended. I'm going to the one beside it, and I'm going to come right down, and pull that off onto my string. And I'm going to go and just pull it off. And I'm going to go to every peg, and I'm going to take my yarn needle, when we had the pick, we were pulling the yarn off this way. So now I'm going the opposite way. I'm going down, taking off the loop, just pulling the loop off, going down and taking the loop off. So here is the hat that was on that loom. That hat that looked so big when it was on this loom. But when it all came together, it fits regular. Well, maybe I'm thinking I have a regular. Well, maybe my head's a little bigger than regular, but the hat does fit me, and I do need a loom this big in order to get the hat to fit my head. Until next time, peace.